Yeah, that McGregor, he might be drinking a little bit too much of his proper 12.
I think so.
I don't know. I mean, look, I don't like to make fun of anybody, but sometimes people put themselves in that position, whatever. But you're obviously referring to he had a problem at the awards ceremony with Machine Gun Kelly, and obviously right away it got out there. But I don't know. You wonder if he looks for that stuff because it stays within that bad boy image, in some ways. I mean, it is that image has made a lot of money for him, Ken. So, his whole promotion. Listen, he was a hell of a fighter. I think maybe his best days are past him, maybe. I don't know. But he's a hell of a fighter. He was a pioneer. He, in some ways, the way that Ali was in boxing, that he brought the big money to the UFC, which really had not been brought there until he did. And the big, mega events that he's brought. So he's been he's been an icon, I guess, already in that sport. There's no doubt about it. And then, of course, with all the other things that he's able to do with the whiskey, the proper 12, from what I heard, he's made $200 million or somewhere in that neighborhood. It's a good neighborhood of either whatever it is with that whiskey. But he's got this image, and I don't know how much of it is him being out of control or him being in control, where it feeds, it feeds the wolf, it feeds that double-headed dragon that is part of what makes so much money for him. It's part of that bad boy image.
The problem is it's like a fine line, and Mike Tyson had the same thing. For a long time, Mike Tyson was an aggressive, intimidating guy, and then he crosses that line. I'll never forget the press conference where he's screaming at the reporter, just raging out of control. And I feel like Conor is like kind of walking that tightrope now where he's still admired for being a tough guy, but he hasn't won a fight in a while. But you can't be out on the red carpet throwing drinks at a guy in a red sequin suit and full makeup. I mean, I like Machine Gun Kelly. You and I have met him in the past.
No,
I mean, you can't be getting clowned by people like, I don't know, just like control yourself,
supposedly
man.
The guy
Relax.
or somebody in Kelly's group denied McGregor getting a picture. He had it supposedly. I mean, I don't know if that's supposedly
exactly.
that he had asked for a picture and he was denied by somebody, and that of course he felt, I'm sure, disrespected in that sort of way. I'll tell you, my man Portnoy, the Barstool Sports maven, he's all over this stuff. He's everywhere.
He's the
my
best.
Goodness, he's everywhere. He should do a pizza review with Conor. That would be interesting, right? That would get a hell of a lot of views. It might get some sauce all over the place too, but and cheese, mozzarella. Make sure it's not too hot when it comes out. But listen. There comes a time also with that whole imagery that that you might get to a point that that's all that's left is the imagery. And, the image of the real picture behind it is faded to the point where people sometimes, I don't know, sometimes they lose interest. So you just wonder. You wonder if it's, as you touched on, if it's something that is, see, with Tyson, I think Tyson got out of control. I think there were times when he got out of control with his temper and with whatever was going on emotionally within him. And I think also part of it was to intimidate guys, to try to get guys where that would make the fight in some ways a little easier, that if they were intimidated by you, then half the job was done already, So I don't know. You never hope that anybody is spiraling down that hole that's a bad hole. You hope that people get themselves together, and that at the end of the day they can find a good place.